October 26th, 2017. Welcome to the Philly podcast. All right, I'm doing a webcam today. All right, so you get to see my face. All right, fine. Um, so, um, what do I have to talk about today? Sixers, we saw that debacle last night. Bad coaching on part of Brett Brown. I'll get my Sixers spiel out of the way today or right now. Also today we'll do the picks for college football top 25, and then we'll also do we'll talk about the Eagles, we'll talk about Thursday night, we'll talk about the World Series, talk about the Flyers, same old shit, and then I want to bring up a couple Phillies things. So the Sixers. I did not like the coaching on Brett Brown's part last night. Having what's his face drive up, when on the last Sixers possession before Houston went down and won the game. Why what the hell? Like, why couldn't Brett Brown show up and play? Like, seriously. Taking TJ off the floor. Like, Jesus Christ. Sixers, like, that was just a bad loss. That was a bad loss last night by the Sixers. It was a heartbreaking loss too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it was just a bad loss. A bad loss. We didn't get blown out or anything, but it was just one of those games that we had, and then it just went away. It just did. So it was just a bad. It was just bad. Ben Simmons really impressed. I did that whole Sixers live thing last night. Ben Simmons really impressed. Who else? He's been out. He put together a nice couple games. Redick had a 3. McConnell had a good game. Embiid obviously had a good game. Anderson had a good game. This is a team that can win. And plus, we haven't really seen the best of Fultz yet. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out as we move on. What else? Today, the Yankees. Now I'm done for the Sixers. Today, the Yankees announced that Girardi won't be the manager come next year. This is a guy that I want to see the Phillies get, because this guy has been, he took over after Joe Torre, who was a great manager for the Yankees. A great manager. I might be. Wait, am I right about that? That he took over after Joe Torre? Yankees managers. I probably, am I right? Tell me you're right, please. List the New York Yankees managers. But anyway, I really want to see Girardi in here next year, because you saw what he did with that team. Oh yeah, he did come. He did come after Torre. The Bucks saw a show after it was one of the shit. But he came after a Hall of Fame manager in Joe Torre. Winning the World Series, 6 playoff appearances in New York. I think he just knows how to use I think he can work with young players like we saw this season with them. Obviously, seeing what they've been able to do with Judge, with Sanchez, with Torres, those guys. I really want to see him come here. I'm not a big fan of bringing Dusty Wathan, and I really don't know much about Dusty Wathan. But I probably shouldn't, come up with an opinion on that. But here's the deal. With Girardi, you have a guy that's already managed in the major leagues, that's won a World Series, that's been to playoff games. he's a young. I mean, he's not really much of a younger manager, but he is. But he he's good. He's good. Okay. He won a World Series, 6 playoff appearances. Love to see him work with this team. Love to see him, and he was. I mean, it was just amazing how his young players rallied around him this past season. Judge and saying, it was just amazing. But the Yankees, they decided not to renew his contract, and therefore he's gone. And hopefully, he can get a new start here. Hopefully, Dusty Wathan. I know they were closing in on him as a manager, but he was the manager of the Iron Pigs this year. The last time we brought up a AAA manager, it was Ryan Sandberg. We all know what happened. He really lasted about 2 years, less than that, maybe a little less than 2 years as our manager. So I'm more of I really kind of want Girardi. It'd be nice to bring in Dusty Baker too. Don't get me wrong, but since Girardi might be, since Girardi's available now, I like him. I would like him to come in. So it'd be nice. So that's kind of the baseball point I wanted to make. Eagles. Okay, so what am I going to say about the Eagles? Shit. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know. I'm just going from topic to topic here today. So, I mean, it's just amazing with the Eagles now. Flipping through my Instagram feed, flipping through like looking at different NFL sites, looking at different NFL pages, all this stuff, and on the headlines of these my Instagram feed after NFL week in the last few years have been about Brady, have been about Peyton Manning, have been about Matt Ryan, have been about like all these other quarterbacks, all these elite quarterbacks. And I'm just checking my phone. After Monday night's game, I'm just going to those places and I'm seeing Carson Wentz. Like, it's like a dream come true. More for Wentz, but for us Eagles fans, because when we drafted him, we wanted him to be the future, and now he's like looking like a quarterback that's been in the league that's already won a Super Bowl, that's already won an MVP, that's already been to multiple playoff appearances. That's what he's looking like. And this is his second season, and he's playing like this. It's crazy. It's crazy. The one thing I want to see for the Eagles this year, I just want to see him get to the playoffs. I want to see him just get to the playoffs. Obviously, I want to see him win games. Obviously, I want to see him, win the division, get a high seed in the playoffs. If they win the division, they get a playoff. They get a home opener. But I want to see Wentz in the playoffs. I want to see that guy play in a playoff football game. That was one of the things. I don't know if I said it on here, but that was one of the things that I wanted to see out of this team going into the season, to see Carson Wentz play in a playoff game. And right now, he's definitely looking like a playoff quarterback. But we still have to go play in Dallas. We still have these 2 games coming up. We still have to go down to play in Dallas, which is going to be a tough game. All right, I don't really give a shit how good we are, how bad the Cowboys are. It's a rivalry game. It's a divisional game. The Cowboys still have Zeke. The Cowboys still have Dak. Okay, so it's still going to be a big game. Then we're going to come back home, play Mitch Trubisky. That's a Bears team that I won't fuck with. Then we're going to go play. Then we're going to play the Sunday night game at Seattle. That's a game that I want to bookmark. I want to bookmark the Dallas and the Seattle game because I want to book more Carson Wentz to play too, because seeing him play. I mean, we already seen Carson Wentz play in Seattle, but with the weapons he has, how much better he's gotten, I want to see him play there this year. And then they go to the LA game's going to be big. So I think if we can win those 3 games, we'll be okay. We will be okay if we win those 3 games. Those 3 key away matchups as we move forward. What week is it? Week 8. It's week 8 shit. Hold on a second. For 60 months on all 2018 Chevy. Sorry, I thought someone was going to walk in. Yeah, but it is week 8. There's still some games to be played. Away matchups are going to be big for us. Those 3 away matchups are going to be big. I know I just keep talking about the schedule, but those 3 away matchups are going to be big. They're going to be big games. So we're already in like the second. We're about to be in the second quarter. We're about to be in the. This is the halfway point of the season. Week 8. This is the halfway point. Oh no, wait. Was last week week 8? Shit. Last week was week 7. Okay, all right. We don't have bye week yet. So this week is week 8. This is the halfway point of the season. So yeah, this is we're halfway through. I mean, I just can't believe it. We've been halfway through the college football season. I mean, football season flies. Football season flies. Football and baseball season fly. Okay, once you hit the, after both the seasons end, it's just like the longest time in the year. Like February, the rest of February, March, baseball season. February is like the shortest month, but it feels like the longest. It's like cold. It's dark. It's just bad. It's bad. I hate the month of February. I mean, I know you still have hockey and basketball on, but it's not like baseball and football to me. I mean, those are the 2 big ones for me. A lot of fantasy shit going on, like craziness, like the fantasy group chats and shit. And like I'm getting like notification after notification after notification after notification. Who did this? Who did that? Who traded? I mean, it's just like a shit show. So, so that's it for the Eagles. Also, I want to. I'll see if I can find a link and put it in the description, if I can, for Weekly Philly. He is a friend of mine. He's starting one of his. I know I said it a little bit on the thing last night, but he's a friend of mine. He's starting his own podcast here on YouTube. Knows his shit. He's already gotten more Instagram followers than me. He's on pace to having more subscribers than me. I'm not treating him as competition. But he knows his shit, and he's pretty good with all the tech stuff. So, he's pretty good. Give him a follow, give him a subscribe. So yeah. Oh my God, all this fantasy shit, man, they're just going nuts. But Weekly Philly, I mean, he's a big Sixers fan, big Philly fan. So just give him a request, or follow him on Instagram, follow him or subscribe to him on YouTube. Good guy, good kid, whatever the hell you want to call him. So yeah. I'm just looking at this whole webcam thing. I can see myself like broadcasting, and this is working out pretty nice. This is a room, so this is my bedroom, so but I got a little bit of a nice joint here. Nice joint. Fuck. It's one of these golf shows that comes on CSN or NBC Sports Philly now. Oh my god. My god, these golf shows are boring. Why can't they play the Phillies yearbook? Why can't they play the Eagles yearbook? I mean, why can't they run some interesting documentary? The whole woman thing that they did, I hated that. I hated that whole woman thing, that tomboy. Oh my god, that was bad. So, all right. Flyers play tonight. I think that they play. Coming off that loss against Anaheim, so hopefully they'll get better. I don't think they still have Nolan Patrick playing, so we don't. So yeah, I have no fucking viewers. Jesus Christ, no viewers. Shit. All right. Where am I looking? My phone. Flyers play the Senators tonight, 7:30. Okay, so at least there's something on TV other than Thursday Night Football. The World Series. They're on the travel day because they play the 2 games in LA. They're going to go to Houston, play the next 3, and then come back home, and then go back to Chavez Ravine and play the Dodgers. I watched that game. I watched up to like the top of the 10th last night when it was 5-3 Houston. Dodgers ended up tying it, and then it was a good game apparently. Good rest of the game. I was beaten. I was tired. But my prediction is wrong. I predicted Dodgers in 4. That was not going to happen. Houston ended up winning that game. That was their first World Series win in franchise history for the Astros. Congrats to them. Took them like 30 years to a couple World Series to get that. So good for them. Whatever. So, yeah, good for them. Fine. All right, whatever. Go away. Dodgers. They had that game. They had, but they couldn't pull through. There. So, yeah. So, yep. All right. I really don't know much more to talk about. Nothing really is broken. No big news. Let's see. Take advantage of our best offer ever on an XT5. Don't wait. Our 2017 models will be moving fast. I don't want apparel. You can drive a car or you can drive a Cadillac. During the Cadillac Jesus Christ. Why my computer's like retarded? It's quite a golf operation at Hunters Creek. Yeah, Michael Kendricks and Ronald Darby are practicing now. Thank God. We need help on that defense. Thank God. They're practicing. So good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I think these next 2 weeks will probably. I don't want to say they'll be a cakewalk, but they'll be easier games, and hopefully, they'll build momentum at the link. San Fran. I'm not overlooking these 2 games, but I think we'll stomp the shit out of both these teams. San Fran. I mean, they gave the Redskins a run for their money, but we showed how. I mean, on Monday night, how much better we are than the Redskins. How much better we are than the Redskins. If we were not coming off a long week, we would have just stopped on them from the beginning, and it would probably been a 50-point game. It would probably be a 50 to 20 point, probably be like 50 to 20. I mean, that's how much better I think we are than the Redskins. And then I mean, San Fran. I mean, we'll see the matchup, but San Fran lost to the Cardinals, who in overtime, who we blew out. So I really see us blowing out San Fran. Just stomping on them early. Carlos Hyde's a good player. Um, who's their fucking quarterback? Hoyer. It's basically Hoyer, Garcon, and Carlos Hyde. We're another team. I mean, we have a better. I mean, you know, he's our. Hold on a second. I don't want anybody coming in and breaking in. I don't want anybody breaking in and bothering me here. That's pretty much their team. Carlos Hyde, Garcon, and what's his face? Hoyer. I don't know. Their defense sucks. Then you got the I mean the Broncos are going to be a better team to come in here. After that, I mean they got Simeon, they got Thomas, CJ Anderson. I mean they got better players, and they obviously have a better defense. So that'll be a tougher game. But hopefully this will be a nice little win to get. Um, you can just roll through them and boom, that will be that. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow, so I'm going to get my previews in, or I'm going to get my picks in. All right, college football. Top 25. All right, we'll do the picks right now. So. College football this week. Okay, so I think the two big games, if I'm not mistaken, the two big games this week are once again featuring the same two teams with the big games last week, and that's my Notre Dame guys, go Irish, and Penn State. So Notre Dame remains at home to play NC State. Penn State is playing on the road in Columbus. Tough game for them. Okay, so we're gonna roll through this. Tulane against Memphis. Memphis is gonna win that game. Oklahoma State against West Virginia. That is a ranked versus ranked matchup, but with Oklahoma State being an 11 ranked team, West Virginia being a 22 ranked team. I'm going to pick Oklahoma State, coming off that win against the Longhorns. They'll win that game on the road. That's a big win on the road for them. Big Ten matchup with Wisconsin and Illinois. I got the Badgers, TCU, Iowa State. Iowa State being in the ranking this week. I got TCU. Sparty against Northwestern, another Big Ten game. I got Sparty kicking the shit out of Northwestern. Rivalry game between Georgia and Florida. Georgia has lost. They lost the last few games against Florida, and they're coming off a bye. So I got them just absolutely pounding on Florida. Houston and South Florida. I got South Florida winning that game. Duke, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's been playing very good football, so they'll beat the shit out of Duke. That's an ACC matchup. Texas Tech, Oklahoma. USC coming off that absolute ass whipping against my Notre Dame guys, and they will win that game against Arizona State. Washington State against Arizona. Somehow they're still ranked after they got the ass beaten they took, but they'll win that game. Clemson, Georgia Tech, Clemson all coming off a bye. They'll win that. UCF, Austin Peay. UCF won that game. UCLA, Washington won that game. Miami against UNC. UNC is just a shitty team, so Miami will win. Now we get the two big games of the week. We'll start with Penn State, Ohio State. Penn State is coming off an absolute They just outmatched Michigan. Like, they really outmatched Michigan. They're going on the road to play Columbus. Now, Penn State does not have a ranked win. They do not have a ranked win this season. They don't. I mean, Michigan is out of the rankings, so they do not have a ranked win. Ohio State, they're still a one-loss team, but if they can get this win, this will be the win of their season, and they are just pissed off at what happened last year in Happy Valley. So Penn State's going to their house. Ohio State trying to defend their turf, get that one win to put them back in the playoff conversation. Now, they are still the number 6 team in the country. They're still the number 6 team in the country. So keep that in mind. Hold on, I'm just getting a text. So Ohio State, they want to get this win. I think they'll get this win. I got the Bucks in this game. Penn State fans get mad at me, but I do think this will be a close game, though. I do think this will be a close game. And I don't think it'll hurt Penn State. Well, it might, but first of all, Penn State needs this win, okay? Penn State needs this win. Because you look at their schedule. Akron, Georgia State, Pitt, fucking Indiana, Northwestern, Michigan. What's the other team they played? The other team they played. They won those games easily. Iowa. So this is a big game on the road for Penn State. The last big game they had on the road, they almost lost in Iowa. I have them losing this game. I have them losing this game by a possession. Ohio State is going to get back in the playoff conversation. And Penn State, they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble because their strength of schedule is not good. Ohio State does not have a Big Ten loss as of right now, as of that game. Don't come in the fucking room. Don't come in the fucking room. Please, I'm doing a podcast. Jesus Christ. All right. Ohio State's a one-loss team, but their one loss wasn't against a Big Ten opponent. Penn State's one loss came against a Big Ten opponent. That will keep Ohio State back in the Big Ten championship conversation, which I think listen, if Ohio State wins out, Penn State loses this week, and then wins out, Ohio State will have the advantage because they lost to a non-conference opponent, and then they'll play in the Big Ten championship. So, and then Penn State did, they did have the conference loss. And Penn State needs this win because they don't. Their strength of schedule sucks. Their strength of schedule sucks. For all these Penn State ass people out here, you guys are just so high on your team. You're so high on your team. Okay, they have not played anybody yet. Iowa was great. Iowa gave us a good game. Is Iowa in the rankings? No. Okay. So far, you have two teams that are in the rankings on your schedule this week, next week. Ohio State, Michigan State. Both games are on the road. Penn State, if they win both of them and they win out and they win the Big Ten championship, they belong in the playoff. I think they'll. To be honest with you, I think they'll belong in the playoff if they go undefeated. Well, they have to win the Big Ten championship, but if they win out from here on to the Big Ten championship, you have to have a playoff team. There's no reason why not, because they'll be an undefeated conference champion. But to be honest, I really, this is going to be a tough game. Penn State needs this game. Then we'll move to Notre Dame, NC State. We played a fucking good game last week. We played a great game last week against USC. Like, I knew Notre Dame was going to win that game. I mean, I knew it. I thought we were just maybe going to beat them by a couple possessions because I knew we were that much better. We were better than them. But I didn't expect a almost 40-point blowout. An almost 40-point blowout against a rival, against a quarterback that's supposed to be a high draft pick. There's Jets fans making jerseys of Sam Darnold, and we beat his ass. They are still ranked, by the way. Notre Dame has 2 ranked wins, and their 1 loss was against Georgia, who's in the top. Well, I think is going to probably end up being in the playoff and might win the SEC. I mean, they will give Alabama a run for their money. Then you run into NC State. Great defensive line. They can really, they can probably stop a run. Like, our running game is really good. I mean, we can run the ball in this game. We can win. Oh, I mean, if we run and pass, we can win, obviously. But, NC State's going to try to stop our running game, which is, Wimbush and Adams pretty much. I mean, I don't think Dexter Williams is going to play this game. But if they get in Wimbush's head, if NC State gets in Wimbush's head and they can't run the ball, we're screwed. We are screwed. NC State has a really good defense. Their offense is okay. They're fair. But I think Notre Dame. Well, I think we're going to pull away. I think we'll probably beat this team by maybe a possession. Notre Dame is going to win this game by possession. And it'll be another good win for the Fighting Irish. Now we will move on to our NFL picks for this week, including I'll do the Eagles pick I'll do the Eagles pick too. So, because I forgot to do that last week. NFL picks. Golf tournaments around America trust Antigua to deliver performance and arrow that's beautifully crafted, perfectly embroidered, and distinctive in style. Antigua. No, I don't want to preview Raiders and Bills. Jesus Christ. All right, come on, load. All right, here we go. Tonight's game, Dolphins-Ravens. I got the Dolphins coming off a win against the Jets. Vikings-Browns, Minnesota. Chargers-Patriots, I got New England. Bears-Saints, I got New Orleans. Colts-Bengals, I got the Bengals. There's 2 bad teams. Bucks-Panthers, that's a good game. I'll take the Bucks. Raiders, Bills, I got Oakland. Texans, Seahawks, I got. Oh, that's another good game. I got the Texans going up to Seattle. I think they could probably pull away. Lions, Steelers, I got Pittsburgh. Cowboys, Redskins. That will be. Oh shit, that's a Reds. I think the Redskins will do that. Win that game. Falcons, Jets, Falcons. That could be a good game. And then the Monday night game is Denver, Kansas City. I got Kansas City. Eagles, 49ers. That's going to be simple. Eagles are going to win that game. 49ers just suck. I mean, that's just pretty much simpler. I mean, I'm not going to get more in depth than that. I mean, seriously, the 49ers suck. We're good. And that's that. So. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the whole face cam. Yeah, so thanks. Bye.